Okay, cool. I'm now recording. All right. So if you have a contact you can play around with, feel free to do that. And otherwise, you're welcome to just follow along and watch step by step. So what we'll do here is we're in this contact page here. I'll move over to this opportunities tab, and I will create a new opportunity. We'll open this pop-up box. And I know that we have people here from all 3 market centers, so your market center should populate right here in the market center section. So go ahead and choose that one. If you are on a team, it should automatically populate your team name. Your opportunity type for today, we can do let's do a buyer. And you should populate as the owner. The client should be whatever contact you had pulled up earlier. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
can you
absolutely.
Can you go slower?
Absolutely.
And so I'm sorry. Are we allowed to ask questions during this? Like,
yes,
I'm
please,
just
please,
on my
please.
contact screen. So could you go back to where I add an opportunity?
Absolutely. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
I wasn't sure what your first comment was, so I just continued. Because FANUGOS COE is not they're not words. So you'll go up to the opportunities tab up top right here. Following along there? Yeah, okay. And then you'll move down right here to create opportunity. And then that will open up that pop-up box. Cool. Then we can move down. Client. So the opportunity name, I know most of you are familiar with .loop. So imagine this is what you would be naming your loops. Obviously in Docusign, they are called rooms. So this is also the name of the room as well. So here I'm going to name it Rega Buyer 123 Main Street. You can name it whatever you normally name a loop or a room. You can name it whatever you like. Custom tags are a little bit more advanced, but it is a way you can tag different opportunities so you can filter them a little bit easier. We can get into that another time, so we'll just keep moving down. Estimated close date. Obviously, if you're just starting with a buyer, you may not have a close date, so you're free to skip that. That is totally fine. The only things that are required are the things that have the red stars here, like commission rate, opportunity phase, and opportunity stage. So those are really the only 3 things that are required to move to the next part of this process. So for commission rate, I'll just throw in 3. Keep in mind that's just your commission rate. That's not the full commission for the whole transaction. It's just your side of the transaction. The opportunity phases and stages. So when Keller Williams built this system, they thought that opportunities were bigger than just transactions. They felt that an opportunity was something that you would create as soon as you made initial contact with somebody. So as soon as you meet someone, you throw them in your CRM and they become an opportunity. So the different phases relate to that. So if you use that dropdown, there's the cultivate, appointment, and active. So if you would select cultivate, so if they're a brand new lead for you, the stages are watch, nurture, and hot. If you would move back to appointment in the phase category, your stages change, and they change to scheduling, scheduled, and kept. And then if you move to active, they change as well to searching, showing, and negotiations. Does anybody have any questions so far? All good? All right, keep moving forward. All right, so let's choose active and negotiations just for the fun of it. just to be clear, what you choose here does not affect what happens in Docusign. So this is strictly a command thing, what you're looking at right now. Now, if you're on a team, you'll have one more section right here that'll say assignee. My account does not have that because Cindy is not technically on the team. But what you would do here is this will give you the opportunity to add anybody on your team to have access to this opportunity and command. So if you're on a team, you should be able to click in that section, and then you can, it should come up with a list of people on your team, and you can add them all right here, and you can add multiples. So this will be really useful if you are an admin. You can have your agents add you to this opportunity. It's a great way to share transactions and opportunities within command. Any questions about the assignee section?
My question is, does that go over to Docusign? Or do you have to add them as people in Docusign then?
And can you go
You'll
over
still
that
have to add
again?
them
I was
separate.
lost.
Yes, so first question, no, this does not transfer over to Docusign, so you would still have to share a room in Docusign. And Anne-Marie, you said you're a little bit lost with the assignee section?
Yeah, where is that? So believe it or
So
not,
you're not,
I skipped ahead a little bit and now I'm lost.
okay. Good work, Anne-Marie. So I'm still back where I'm creating the opportunity.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think you would even see this part because I don't think you're technically on a team.
No. Oh, okay. So is that's the reason I didn't see it. So.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So then I'm
Right.
okay.
Wait,
I got
Jeff,
it.
I have
You're
a
good
question. I
Yes,
see it on
Amy.
mine, Anne Marie. So if you ever want to see it, and I can show you on mine
Okay.
when we get together again.
Okay. Thank you.
I know that this might change, for each market center, but is it important what people are naming their opportunities? Because how will the MCA, when they are going to search for the opportunities, find them? Does that make sense?
No, I understand that. I think it comes back. I mean, she would have had the same issue with loops, right? So
Yeah.
she was always searching. Is that right?
So it is.
So as long as they,
Yeah. So the standard was once you can identify the property, you could change the name in .loop. So could you change the name here later if it's a listing, you can identify it from day one. But if it's a buyer, can you go back and change the opportunity name, Jeff?
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So can I say something here too? It's Pat.
Absolutely, Pat.
In Spark, I think it's Spark 2, maybe 3, there's a funnel which talks about moving from cultivate and so on, which really to me is key to understanding the opportunities in command. So Anne-Marie, probably you have that. Do you have that in a document that you could share at some point in time?
I do. Yep, I can absolutely do that.
Okay, because that's really, to me, very helpful for agents, new agents or whoever, in understanding how I move from one to the other through the 8 phases.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. And if we have a couple minutes at the end of this, I can do a real brief overview of that. But I want to make sure we get through the
Okay.
e-signature part of things too.
Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, so we're at the stage where you can click Create Opportunity. And it will bring you back to your contact screen. Okay. Then over on the right, it's a timeline of everything that's going on. So it gives me a list of my opportunities here still. And here's the one that I just created, March 19th, today, believe it or not. And here's that opportunity I just created. So I'm going to click on the name of that opportunity right here. And it will open up the opportunity details page.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing to note is that KW is working on building a functionality where anything you add to this screen will push over into Docusign. It's not 100% done yet. So you are very welcome to edit and add all of these details on the screen if you want to, but it's absolutely not 100% necessary yet. But if you want to get into the habit of doing that, feel free to start doing it. It's easy. All you do is click on the little pencil button here at the top right of the section, and it'll open up this whole section where you can edit all of this information. I'm not actually going to do that right now, but I just want you to know that that is something that's happening, and every once in a while, you will see, you'll see that you start seeing stuff pop over into Docusign, but it's not 100% yet. So what we'll do is we'll move over to the document section right here. Everybody see where I am? Documents right in the middle. So we'll click that. Okay, and this is going to open up the page that will, which will turn into your compliance section, where you start adding in executed documents to submit them to the Market Center, submit them to your MCA. But right now, since we're just starting a new transaction, we don't have that yet. There we go. All right, great. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start the DocuSign process here at this point. So we move over to the right, and there's that black button, which should say Start a Transaction. You can click Start a Transaction.
I don't have that.
Yes, you do. Just look
Who's
at
talking?
Anne Marie.
Wait. I was
Who
having,
doesn't have it?
I don't see it right now.
Where are you?
Mine says,
Do you have sync and go to transaction?
I have, I'll tell you, I'm looking, it says, all right, I did documents. Oh, no, I'm sorry, start a transaction. You're right, Pat, I had it. Oh, wait, now it says, please reattempt to create your DocuSign room.
Where is it saying that? That's a new one.
It's here, I'll show it to you because I'm using another screen. Can you see it on my thing?
Yep.
Please reattempt to create your DocuSign room. Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw that. Can you click the button one more time? Does it show again?
Yeah, please reattempt to create your DocuSign room. If the issue persists, reconnect to DocuSign with settings. So maybe I have to go back into Connect.
Yeah, you haven't connected DocuSign in settings probably. So.
Oh.
Yep, Carmen's saying the same thing in chat.
So.
Okay, so just go ahead without me. Personal.
Okay. Okay. All right, great. All right, so I'm gonna, once you click that start a transaction, I gotta move this bar. Here we go. All right. Sorry. All right. It'll ask you to log into DocuSign sometimes, and sometimes it will not, and that's okay. Depending on how long it's been since you've been in. And then it will open up your DocuSign room. Something to remember, if you don't know this already, a DocuSign room is the same as a loop. It's a single space where you can have all of your documents and you manage your transaction. So just to be clear. The next step is probably the most important step in this whole process. And it is, if you don't do it, it's going to make the rest of your life a little bit difficult. So the next thing you want to do is move over here to the Details tab. Details. Okay. And here is that. Now, the reason that this is so important is that anything that you add to this screen is what's going to pre-populate on your documents going forward. Okay, so if you add nothing to the screen and nothing in your details, you're going to have to manually add in all of your information onto all of your documents. which is fine. You can do that. It's just going to take a lot longer. So what you'll do is you'll move over to the top right and click edit. Okay. And here is where you can add things. So the only things that you'll really need to add just for today's purposes, you'll see that there's tons of information here you can add. You can add anything that makes you happy. The only things that you're really going to need, especially for today, is an address. So go ahead and add in an address. It doesn't matter which one. I'll just add in Exton's address here. Oh, I pre-populated all this stuff. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay. Give everybody just another second to do that if you're doing that manually right now. Okay. And then probably the most important part of this is all of the information down the right-hand side. This is all of your people information. So your sellers, your buyers, your agents. So since we're doing,
Jeff, it's
Yep.
Kim Bach. Sorry to interrupt.
hey Kim.
What is the location? Is it the location of the property? Is it the
Yes,
you
exactly.
You use the Exton office, but
Oh yeah, I guess that's
for-
confusing. I'm sorry. That is probably confusing. Yeah, so I would put the property that you're looking to purchase. Sorry about that. That was
Okay.
confusing.
Okay, that's okay.
Thank you for clarifying. All right. So since we're doing a buy side, so we don't have to add the seller information. One little helpful hint, so you don't have to do a lot of scrolling. If you click on the little title here, seller, it'll collapse it. So you can kind of skip by it a little bit easier. So you don't have to do all the scrolling. So once you get down to buyer one, you can see that it has started pulling some information over from command. It pulled over the buyer information. That's the contact that I was using in command. So it automatically pulled in that information already. So they're starting to do it. It's just not 100% yet. So you can see that. I don't know. See, it's not all mapped properly either. I put my cell phone into business phone. So it's important to just scroll through and just double check. Brought over my email. I'm going to put in my email address here. Now, if you're following along with me right now and doing this, and you plan to go through the whole process with me, I would make sure you're not putting in any actual client information here, because when we get to the end, I'm actually going to send it to myself so you can see what the client experience is. So if you want to do the same thing, I wouldn't put any client information in. I would just put your own information in. All right, so buyer one is good. Let's say there's no buyer two. And see, it pulled the buyer information in, or buyer agent information in, which is excellent. So here's Cindy's information. I'll move her phone number.
That's not her cell,
No, it's the office number.
right?
So I guess that was her business phone, wasn't it?
Yep, it's okay.
Scroll down, company. There we go. Exton, country, United States, state, Pennsylvania. Cool.
You
All right,
didn't,
so I added a buyer. What was that?
you didn't put company name in? I mean-
I didn't, but I can.
Well, okay, so because otherwise it won't go on to Docusign, right?
That's right.
So it would really need to have to say Keller Williams Real Estate, because that's the company name. Pardon me. My A-type is showing.
That's okay. You're just being accurate. All right, so, all right, so there's that. So I have a buyer and a buyer's agent now. So And you know what? I didn't put in an email address here. I'm going to do that as well.
Mhm.
All right. All right. So once I have that, and this, you're comfortable with everything that's on this detail screen, you can move down here and click Save. And it will save it, as this room has been updated. Excellent. And now we're ready to start adding the documents. So we will move over to the Documents tab right here, the top left-hand corner. All right, and there'll be a blank room here at this point. And I'm going to use templates today because I think all of our offices have templates set up. I'm so not used to looking at a webcam. I apologize if I keep looking around. So I'm going to use templates today, and I think the majority of your offices have templates set up. So what we can do is move to envelopes instead of documents. We'll go to envelopes and go right to new. And we are officially in an envelope. Now, what I say in every one of my trainings, if you've been in one of my trainings, you've heard it before, but when you send a letter in the mail, what do you put it in?
An envelope.
An envelope, very good. Thank you. So I know it's silly, but you know, sometimes it helps. So pretty much whatever we add here is going to be sent to the client. So we'll start up top here with the envelope name. This is strictly for your reference, so that when you go back into your list of envelopes later on, you'll be able to identify what exactly you sent out at that time. So generally what I've been doing and hearing that people are doing is just naming the envelope whatever you're going to add in there. So say we add in an agreement of sale and consumer notice. I know they don't usually go together, but yep.
Hey, it's Tavis. How are you?
Hey, Tavis.
Hey, I just wanted to point out, this is a good spot here too, where if you were ordering title, this is where you would put all your documents and add, you know, whatever the title company's email is for their orders. This is a really good spot to do that.
Oh. But
That's a great idea. Thank you. Did you catch that? Pat, are you confused?
well, because I only send it when it's fully executed. So
Ordering title?
yeah.
Yeah, so for example, you know, if you have all your documents and you got the buyer's processing checklist and everything filled out, this would be the envelope would be a good deal to use to upload all those documents in here.
Okay.
And then, you know, when you add recipients, you know, you put in, for example, for me, it would be orders at firstlandtransfer.com.
Okay.
And then you can send everything right to them. And then if you set their preference as just needs to view and not someone who can sign, they have the option to print it and everything like that.
So let me go back couple steps, Tavis. So the envelope name is what's in it, not who's getting it.
Yeah, exactly. So the envelope name is really just for your preference. So, you know, however you organize your files or anything like that, that's what the envelope name would be for.
Okay, because I use Dropbox, so I put everything in my Dropbox, and when I'm ready then to put it up in Command or in Docusign, that's how I do it. So that's good clarity. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Tavis. And I'll actually show you how to do that. That's actually one of the upcoming steps, adding the title people and stuff like that too. So I'll show you how to do that in a second.
Great.
So you name your envelope, and here's where you can start adding templates. So you simply move down to use a template. And at this stage, hopefully everybody here has saved their own templates at this stage. If you click on My Templates and nothing is showing up on this list, you have not done that yet. if that's the case, reach out to me after this class and I will help you get that done. The reason it's important is because if you start using any of the other templates over here, so if you go to shared with me, these are technically the ones that are owned by the offices. So you can see the owner is Exton and Devon and Westchester. If you edit these, it will edit them for everybody else. So you want to stick with my templates.
Good job.
But how is that different? Because our MCA has set up, in the dropdown, I've seen like templates for our office for Devon Wayne. So is that not in all templates as opposed to my template? What?
Emery, did you have a question?
How is my templates different than all templates?
So all templates is going to show your whole list of yours and the offices.
So my office has
Taking a while to load up.
my office has put together a place where I can go for KW Devon Wayne templates. Am I confusing you?
Yes, Jeff has all the templates because he's in Cindy's account with all 3 offices. You
I
would
gotcha.
Devon's, he has access to all 3 offices.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. That helps. So in my office, when I go to my templates, I'm not going to see Exton and Devon, but he is because that's what he's got. Okay, gotcha.
Sorry I didn't catch that, but yes, thank you, Lisa. So what we can do here in my templates, you can see that there's a search bar up here because obviously there are a ton of templates here. So if you wanted to search just for the standard agreement of sale, go ahead and check it. Now, if you want to add other ones, you can add it too. Just clear your search. And here's the consumer notice. Now you'll see they are both checked. Okay, so once you check all the ones you're ready for, simply click Add Selected.
Hey, Jeff, this is Kim again. I have no templates in mine. Can I go to the, can I go to the all templates, not the shared with me one, but the all templates, and then check those, or is that gonna change all the?
No, that'll change them all too.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, so let's get you connected with some templates after this class.
Okay, cool.
We'll get you your own.
Hey,
Okay.
one more thing.
What's
I
that?
think that
Yep.
I had someone call me the other day, and they didn't have their templates either. And I actually had them go into the shared with me and choose, for example, like a BFI, and they were able to send that BFI right off to their client, and they filled out and got it back and everything. So I don't know. I know if you're editing and making your own templates, that if you go, if you're in the e-signature part of Docusign, if you go in and try and change a shared template, I think that it does mess with the whole office. But I think in regards to envelopes, I don't think using the share with me actually affects all the forms. But that might be something we can talk about after this.
I think because the BFI, you're not inputting anything in it yourself.
Exactly.
As opposed to if you did that with an agreement of sale and you changed anything, that would affect the entire office template. But BFI, you're just passing that through to the client. So you're not actually putting anything on there that would impact the template.
Very true.
That's why that didn't matter there.
Gotcha.
Understood. I will do a little bit of playing around with that though, so that just to confirm. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so as you can see, the 2 templates I added are right here now. We added those to the envelope. So we can simply scroll down a little further. This is not where you edit your information. That'll be on the last step of this process. So simply click on the Add Recipient button, and you move down to Pre-Tag Roles. And this is where you can select who is going to be signing the document. So I'm going to say Buyer 1 and Buyer's Agent. And then we'll move over here and we'll assign the different roles that we added earlier. Remember back on the details page where we added Buyer 1 and Buyer's Agent? That's where this is pulling from. So buyer one was Jeffrey, and buyer's agent was Cindy. Okay. We will add selected. And then it will populate them here. Now, one thing I want you to see, you know what? This might help. Does that help everybody? Just get a little bigger. All right. So one thing you'll notice over here on the right, there's these boxes with the numbers in them. These emails. So right now, they both default to number one. They both default to number one, which means that the emails will go out at the same exact time from buyer one to the buyer's agent. If I wanted the buyer's agent to get it second, you put in number two here, and then what will happen is that buyer one will get the email, will have to sign all of the documents, and once it's completed, then the second email will go out to the buyer's agent. So earlier, Tavis was talking about maybe something going out to a title company. Lucy, I just got your question. Lucy asked a question. She said, wasn't there an issue with the signatures overlapping if we used the templates the office had prepared? There was an issue if you were using the templates and the document at the same time. If you strictly use the template like we just did up here, where we just added a template, that won't happen. I hope that makes sense. But to go back to the point about Tavis adding title, you can add additional recipients here. And even if you don't add the title contact earlier in the details page, you can simply go to email address. And you can say title company, person, whoever that would be. And then fake title at title.com. And then over here, you can do receive a copy.
And will they only get it when it's fully executed?
If, now, okay, so you're asking about like an agreement of sale, right?
Right.
Right, yeah, so then you probably would not want to add them on this step because they'll only get the copy that is signed by the buyer and the buyer's agent.
Okay.
Are you following along with
Yep.
the idea of what's
Yeah.
happening? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so for some reason you had buyer one and buyer two, and then you wanted to add yourself as number three is just receiving a copy. You could do that, or I mean, depending on your process as an agent, it could be whatever you need it to be. Okay. Chris, I think I did add it as number three. Is that what you were referring to? She was asking if title should see it as number three. Yep. All right, we're good to go. All right. So the next step, once you're done adding your recipients, the bottom section here, message to all recipients, this is the actual email that goes out to your clients. So you'll adjust the subject because I think that subject line stinks and they won't know what that means. So, so even if it's simple as just adding the address, I mean, I imagine they're going to know that you're sending them stuff, but please Docusign is a little bit generic. So you can make your subject wherever you want it to be, and you add in a little email message. Now there is a generic stock email message that goes out as well. So if you don't want to add anything separately, you don't have to, but you're welcome to sign this stuff. You can add stuff in there. One thing that I did forget to show you up here on the recipients that I want to show you before we move forward. You can add private messages to each person. So if you move over here under the More dropdown and add a private message, I can add this private message just to buyer one. The buyer's agent won't see it. The title company person won't see it. It's strictly going to buyer one. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that because that could be really useful. in some instances, potentially. All right, so we've created the envelope now. And then we will click next at the top right. Here we go. All right, so Docusign takes a second here. It starts pre-populating the document. So it takes a second here at this stage, but it will pull up the documents here. And what it's going to do is it's going to combine all of the documents that you added to your envelope to one long document. So that'll streamline things for the client when they're signing. So they won't have to open each document separately. It'll just be one long document. But keep in mind, when it comes back to you, it will be separated. So you won't have to go in and manually separate them later on.
Okay, that's good.
So, so you can see here, we have the consumer notice, all standard. And as you move down into the signature section, you can see that it has these pre-populated fields. Where it says date signed, it's a standard field. It's just going to pull in whatever date they sign it. Full name is going to pull in the full name of the client. How do I know it's the client, you ask? So you see that it's yellow. Each person who's been assigned to this document has a different color up here on the left. So Jeffrey, who's the buyer, is yellow, and Cindy, who is the agent, has blue. So since this is yellow, this will pre-populate Jeffrey Rega's name. And this is where Jeffrey will sign it. And the same for Cindy. This is where Cindy can add extra things if she wanted to. So if she wanted to add her license number, which she'll need to, she'll have to pop in here and add in her license number. Now, when you download and manage your own templates, you could open up and edit this consumer notice template and automatically save this so it'll pre-populate for you every time if you wanted to.
Say that again.
So once you download and upload your own templates to Docusign, so it'll be under My Templates,
Yeah.
you can edit your templates to automatically include information like your license number automatically.
Okay, because it needs to go on the agreement of sale too, so that would be helpful.
Yes, yep. So you can work on your own agreement of sale template and you could plug in all of your information automatically.
Great, thanks.
So it'll auto-populate every time in the future.
Great, I like that.
Okay, so, all right, cool. So I did that one. If I keep scrolling down, now we're at the agreement of sale.
Ooh.
We scroll down here. So since we use the template, you can see that it automatically, excuse me, pulled in the brokerage information right here. But I haven't set up Cindy's template to pull in hers because apparently I'm lazy. So, so you can see that this is blank, but this is something, this section you could set up to automatically pre-populate with your information.
And you have to do that in your template or not?
Correct. Correct. Yep. There is a really fantastic, if you guys haven't been to answers.kw.com yet, it is an amazing resource for all questions about everything Command and Docusign. Okay. Amazing step-by-step videos and, you know, 1, 2, 3 step-by-step processes of how to do things. If you search for creating templates in Docusign on there, it will come up with an amazing step-by-step for you.
Oh, Jeffrey, I love you.
Yeah. I love answers.kw.com. So then you simply scroll down. If there's anything you need to add, you're welcome to do it here. You know, so the purchase price, you know, these are all editable fields for you. Okay. So one thing that a lot of people ask, sorry, I'm scrolling very quickly. I'm going to move down to the inspection section, just so you don't think I'm going crazy over here. Here we go. So this is a question that I get a lot. So everybody says, well, can I, it automatically populates a signature on each side, on elected and waived. And people are like, I don't want that because I'll sign both and then we'll have to start over and do it all over again. So you are very welcome to come over. I imagine most people have had a discussion with their client and they know what if they're going to elect or waive a certain thing.
Mhm.
So you can simply come over to the one you want to get rid of, click on it, and tap your delete button, and away it goes. So now you're pretty much just forcing them to sign where you want them to sign.
Can they add it back if they want?
They cannot, no.
Okay.
Now, you as an agent, if you're like, oh, I meant to not do that,
Mhm.
simply over here on the left, find the initial section,
Ah,
drag and drop it over.
okay.
There it is.
Thank you.
Or that's the initial, but if you want a signature, drag and drop the signature.
Okay.
That simple.
Yep.
And what's even nicer is if you know that you want to get rid of all of these waived sides, you can
Oh,
circle them all and then just delete, do it all at once. So you don't have to do each one individually.
wow.
And then we'll just scroll down. I'll get rid of all those. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll keep moving down. I think we're pretty much good here for the basics. So that's fine. And then you'll see at the very bottom, you'll see all the signatures would be down here and then all the initials. So it pre-populates all the way down with the fields. Now, if you have some, who's got a question?
Keep going. I'll wait.
Okay. So if there was anywhere that you needed, obviously we have a box here that's pre-populated for you that where you can add text. If you, for some reason, wanted to add text somewhere else, there's a text box right here you could drag over. And now, what color is that text box?
Yellow.
Yellow. So who is going to have the ability to edit that field?
Buyer.
The buyer. If you don't want that, you can simply click on that box and on the right side, change who it's assigned to. And now it's blue. So now who is going to have the ability to edit that box?
Buyer.
Agent.
Okay.
Agent.
Okay. I can't be quiet any longer.
What you got?
Adding terms in box B can be a dangerous thing for agents. Please know that we have all kinds of standard forms which you can add above in special clauses. So if Alex Coates were here, he would be saying the same thing as I. Be careful what you put in additional terms, that you're not writing a legal document. So that's my only caveat.
No, that's excellent.
And my question is, as the transaction coach, I have an agent who is Docusign savvy, goes in, creates this agreement, and they're supposed to share them with me before they send them out if we haven't already discussed it. So how does an agent then, I'm assuming emails it to me for discussion and then emails it to their buyer? Would that be reasonable?
That is reasonable. I think there's actually an easier way to do that. And I can show you once we get past this stage, if that's okay.
Perfect. That's fine. I'm good. Fine.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, great. All right, so say we're good here. One thing I did find the other day, which was really exciting, I didn't think that there was a strike through option here, but there is.
Oh.
So if you come over to the left here, there's this markup tools.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a line. And I can add a line just like that.
Great.
And I can change the color over here on the right if I want.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And then you could go back and drop like an initial somewhere or something like that. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware that that is an option now. Okay.
Just be
Once
careful.
you are done for, what's that?
Just be careful from a legal standpoint. Sorry.
No, please. That's why I
Cross
love
it
it that
out,
you're here.
because, you know, it's a contract that's, you know, always check with your broker, at least if not when you're crossing stuff out that is pre-populated, or that's pre-written.
Always keep.
I was just,
Thank you.
just so you know, and I was just using that section as an example. You know,
Yeah, right.
if you were using it to, like purchase price, if there's a change,
Exactly.
you could
Yes,
always,
exactly.
you could do it there.
Yes.
Sorry, I should have done it up here, but you're right.
Thank you.
You're right. Yeah, I wouldn't do any
Better
of that. Yep.
example. Thank you.
Yes, agreed. All right, cool. So once you're done adding any information that you need to here on this form, when you're done, when you're ready, now is when you'll send your document out.
Oh, can I interrupt? Because
Yes, you may.
the whole idea of negotiation, we changed the price. And in the old days, when we used pen and pencil, we would cross it out, draw, and have it initialed and dated. So now with electronic forms, especially when we use .loop, when you changed anything, it wiped it all out. But with Docusign, you can make changes. So I'm in a negotiation, and we changed the sale price from 300 to 310. So I could strike it out and add the initial box, and it doesn't change anything else in the document. So that's an option, as opposed to doing a change in terms addendum, which says we changed the sale price from this to this.
Yep.
I love it. Great. Thank you.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
I
Thank
think
you.
Also,
right, so once
Pat,
you're
to
ready-
put your mind a little bit at rest, each of those things are date and time stamped.
Right. Yes.
So, you know, that will be the progression of the,
Right. Just as when we did it with a pen.
yeah.
Great. So say I'm all ready to go. I'm going to send this to myself. Now, just as a reminder, if you put in real client information earlier in the details screen, if you click send right now, it's going to go to your clients. So just as a heads up, if you're actually doing this right now, I'm going to, just so you can kind of see what the client experience is. So I click send, and it says it's sending, obviously, and it'll bring you back to your envelopes. Here we go. You can do it. There we go. So now you can see that this envelope is here. I named it Agreement of Sale and Consumer Notice, because it's waiting for others. Awesome. So I'm going to pop up my email address right now, or my email. Can you see my email now, everybody?
Yep.
Okay, just making sure. Okay. And you can see right here that it sent me the email. Please DocuSign 123 Main Street. I'm going to open up that email. Everything running a little bit slow. My apologies. There we go. So this is the email. As you can see, it says, hello, sign this stuff. That's what the text is I put in there when I was making that envelope. I'm going to review documents. If you've ever signed a DocuSign document before, it's the same process. So you'll open it up. You just have to agree to the terms. Continue. Then it will ask you to start. So you click the start button. And as the buyer, I'm just going to adopt and sign. Straight down. You can see, just so you know, you can see there's that price change in the initial that we were playing with. And it moves you down the document automatically. I'm not doing that. So it's automatically bringing you to the next signature. There's that one that I played with a little bit.
Yep. Yep.
Buyer. I think that might be it. Yep.
Mhm.
All right, when you're done, there's a finish button at the bottom and at the top. Either one is fine for them. And they're done. And they can save and copy. They can sign it if they want to. I'll just say no thanks. Then I'm going to open up Cindy's email as well. And then the agent email came through. Second person, this one should be a lot faster because there's not too many signatures.
Mhm.
So you can see that as the agent, she got to see that I viewed the document. So there's all kinds of notifications that the agent can get on the agent side. Okay, so now the agent gets to sign it because the agent was number 2. Start. I think there's only a couple signatures that they actually have to go through here. You can do it. There we go. Yep, done. Oh, that little box that I added in. And so, and they are finished. Okay, so she's done. Let's close some of those windows and I'll pop back to the envelope. So here it is, still waiting for others. I'm just going to refresh this screen. So if you log in later in the day and you want to check your envelope, check it. And it should change a little bit. Oh, it still says you need my signature. What did I miss? Might take a second. There we go. And now it shows green and completed because all the signatures are done. And all right, so now those documents are signed. Where are those documents? In the document section. Now you can see they're right here, and you can take a peek at them. Here's the agreement of sale up top. See, it added the name here, has all the brokerage information. Here's all those changes that we made to the price. Everything's here. All the signatures. It's all here. Up here on the right, if you want to download it or print it, you're welcome to do that here. If for any reason you wanted to split this document into 2 pieces, you could split it. Very simple process here. Takes too long though, so I'm going to get rid of it. My internet's just very slow today. But here you are. Here are your documents. What am I missing? Did anybody have any questions? Oh, Michelle had a good question. Where do I go to learn more about KW stages and opportunities? Michelle, we are right at 12 o'clock, but we will, are we doing an opportunities class? I don't think we are. Michelle, I will email you and we'll chat about it for sure. We'll take care of it. Or you can go to answers.kw.com and that will show you too. Pat, you had asked how can a agent share those documents with you, right? This is also really great for teams. So if you're on a team or an admin, this is also really helpful here. When you're in the Docusign room, there's this people tab right here. Simply go here, and anybody listed here are the people who can access this room in Docusign. So your coaching agent can just invite you to this room.
Okay.
Let's see. There she is. Is that you, info at Pat Moyer?
Well, it's
That's not you.
Pat at Pat Moyer. No, it's Pat, P-A-T, not Patricia.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Pat at patmoyer.com. There, yeah. Yeah, there you go.
It's not going to pull it for some reason. It's only pulling from ones that are, all right, I'm going to have to look into that.
Because I use a different one for Docusign. I use my.
That's why.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So in order to share, they'd have to use the info one, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And then that'll pull you up, what side you're on, and then they'll want to select you as the agent owner, because that'll give you permission to edit and view everything.
Okay. Agent owner.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then you invite, and then you'll get an email as the coach or as a rainmaker or as an admin. So if an agent is adding an admin to a room, you'll get an alert, and then you'll be able to log in on your own account and see those rooms and manage those rooms.
Okay.
Jeff, would we do that when we're in the envelopes area? Because she needs to see it before they sign it. Like she needs to review it before they sign it.
So you can go to your envelope. I'm just going to do something real quick, and I want to respect everybody's time here. So say we add this to the envelope. I'm just adding random stuff real quick. Adding a recipient. Cool. Save up. That's not what I wanted to do. Back into the envelope. Hit next. So now you're going to go in and edit your document. So you change anything you need to here. And then what you'll do is you'll go back. You'll kind of get either this button or this button. You just won't send it. So you'll do all your edits. You won't send it. And then she can review everything you've done.
You know what, Jeff, I think we need a little video from you, or a little, so that I can, in coaching, can start to explain to agents how you share with me, because not every agent's on this call. We need something.
Right. Yep.
Thanks.
I can make that for you, no problem.
And I could use a do-over too.
Well, we'll make it available to all, because people join our coaching every week.
Yep. And think of it this way. I know we just took an hour to get through one transaction. As you start getting used to this and actually get hands-on and play with this a little bit, it will not take that long.
Yeah.
Especially if you get your own template set up. It'll only take you a few minutes. So I know that took an hour, but all we did was create an opportunity, create a room, add some documents, edit your documents, and send them. That's all we did.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind. I know it seems a little cumbersome and like very clicky, but it was good. And yes, I recorded this session too. So there's that as well. So I think we are solid here. Oh, and Lucy had sent me a message before we go. Lucy has found that from a team perspective, that if a person is added as an assignee in the beginning in command, when you're creating that opportunity, that a person will have access to. I haven't seen that because I don't have team access, but Lucy, that's awesome. If anybody's on a team and wants to test that out, I would love to hear what your experience is. But I'll do some double checking on that as well. Thank you, Lucy. That would be amazing if that's actually the case. The recording, I will post a recording on all of our Facebook masterminds. Kristen asked where it will be available, so I'll put it in all of our masterminds.
Great.
All right. Thank you guys so much for attending, and hopefully this was helpful. But any feedback going forward is welcome, because we're going to be doing a lot of these, I think, in the next 27 months that we're stuck inside. So I hope everybody is safe and healthy and not touching anything, and use your hand sanitizer. Oh, stop, Jeanette. All right. All right. Have a great day, everybody. And remember, there's a 2 p.m. advanced training if you want to join in later. Same Zoom link. So feel free to use the same Zoom link from this morning if it's not posted later as well. All right, cool. Have a great day, guys. It's good to see everybody.
Bye.
Bye.